Your brain is exhausted, maybe. You're not lazy, maybe your brain is just tired. So tired that you don't feel like replying to messages, you don't want to see anyone. Things you used to love don't feel exciting anymore, and sometimes you just lie there staring at the ceiling for hours, wondering what's wrong with you. And the scariest part is, you still look functional on the outside. But inside, you've been emotionally drained for a long time. We're living in a time where the human brain never truly gets to rest. Study from the University of California found that the modern brain processes several times more information in a single day than it did just a few decades ago. Every time you scroll through TikTok, check a notification, switch between apps, or read a message and leave it unanswered, your brain has to shift gears, and every shift takes away a little bit of mental energy. Not enough to notice immediately, but enough to slowly wear you down over time. That's why so many people wake up exhausted even after getting enough sleep. Because it's not the body that burns out first, it's the nervous system. You can see it everywhere now. People are more connected online than ever, yet somehow more lonely. We talk all day long, but feel less understood. We react with emojis, memes, quick replies, but rarely feel genuinely happy, and maybe you've been feeling it too. You start realizing that nothing really excites you anymore. A movie you were looking forward to suddenly feels impossible to sit through unless you skip half of it. A song barely plays for 30 seconds before you switch to another one. Even a normal conversation can feel emotionally exhausting, and the strange part is, you're not exactly sad. You still laugh when you're supposed to. You still go to school, still go to work, still post stories, still reply with the same familiar emojis like, everything's fine. But deep down, there's this feeling you can't really explain. Not heartbreak, not hopelessness, just empty. Like every emotion inside you has been covered by a thin layer of fog. Life keeps happening around you, but you no longer feel fully connected to any of it. And neuroscience actually has an explanation for this. When the brain is exposed to constant stimulation for too long, short-form videos, endless noise, social pressure, non-stop comparison, online, the nervous system starts entering a state called mental fatigue. And this kind of exhaustion is different. It's not the kind that disappears after a good night's sleep. It's the kind that makes you feel tired even after resting. The kind that slowly steals your ability to enjoy simple things. The human brain needs silence to process emotions, but modern life never really gives us silence anymore. You wake up with your phone. You eat while watching YouTube. You work with notifications constantly interrupting you. You fall asleep with videos playing in the background. Your brain is almost never alone with itself. And eventually, it starts shutting down certain emotions just to survive. That's why so many people today don't feel intense sadness anymore. But they don't feel real happiness either. Everything becomes numb, even the things that once meant everything to you. Some nights you don't even want to sleep, not because you still have work to do, but because deep down, you already know tomorrow will feel exactly the same routine, the same emotional emptiness, the same version of yourself trying to function like a machine. And maybe the hardest part is this. You don't even know why you're so tired. Nothing catastrophic happened. Nobody necessarily hurt you in some dramatic way. But life still feels heavier every single day. That's the kind of burnout so many people are silently carrying right now. They don't collapse overnight. They just slowly lose touch with themselves, little by little, until one day they realize they can't even remember the last time they truly felt at peace. Maybe you're not weak. Maybe your brain has simply been stuck in survival mode for too long. Too much information, too much pressure, too many things you've had to carry alone. And maybe what you need right now isn't to push yourself harder. Maybe you just need permission to slow down. Slow down enough to hear what's actually going on inside you. The human brain was never designed for this level of stimulation. Every short video, every notification, every like creates dopamine. And dopamine isn't really the happiness chemical people think it is. It's the chemical that makes you crave more. More scrolling, more checking, more noise, more distraction. Modern internet culture has turned our brains into machines constantly searching for the next hit of stimulation. Just one more video, one more refresh, one more scroll before bed. But when dopamine gets overstimulated for too long, the brain slowly loses sensitivity to normal life. That's why you can't focus like you used to. Quiet moments start feeling uncomfortable, and the little things that once made you happy now feel strangely empty. A peaceful afternoon used to feel calming. Now silence feels unsettling, because when the noise disappears, you're finally left alone with your own thoughts, and honestly, that's what a lot of people are running from. We live in a world where people can talk to hundreds of others every day and still feel deeply alone. You can text someone non-stop for hours and still feel empty after the conversation ends. Because real emotional attachment needs more than words on a screen. The human brain needs presence, eye contact, tone of voice, safety, warmth. But modern relationships have become fast and shallow. We've normalized being left on scene, temporary connections, conversations that disappear after a few weeks, and the feeling that anyone can replace us at any moment. So eventually, the brain adapts. It lowers expectations. It numbs emotions. It stops attaching too deeply. That's emotional numbness. You don't hurt as much anymore, but you also stop feeling truly alive. I once heard someone say, "I honestly can't remember the last time I fully relaxed. He was online all the time, headphones always on, YouTube always playing in the background, TikTok running until he fell asleep." He hated silence because every time things got quiet, his mind started thinking about the future, thinking about how everyone else seemed ahead in life, thinking about people he lost, thinking about why he still felt lonely even when surrounded by others. One night, he went out to eat with friends. Everyone was laughing, talking, having fun. But sitting there at the table, he suddenly felt disconnected from his own life. Like his body was present, but his mind was somewhere far away. That night he stayed awake until 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling. Not crying, not breaking down, just empty. And the truth is, so many people are living like this right now. Quietly, without anyone noticing. Because mental exhaustion doesn't always look dramatic. Some people smile every day, while their brain has already been exhausted for years. And maybe the saddest truth is this: your brain never really had time to recover. We live in a world constantly demanding more from us. Be faster, be smarter, be more productive, be more successful, be more interesting. Even rest feels guilty now. You open YouTube to relax and immediately get flooded with videos about self-improvement, hustle culture, money, success stories from people younger than you. Your brain never gets a break. It just keeps absorbing pressure from every direction, and eventually, you stop recognizing yourself. You used to feel things deeply. Now you just want peace. You used to dream about so much. Now you just don't want to feel this tired anymore. And honestly, a lot of people today aren't really living. They're just trying to survive one day at a time. Maybe what's exhausting you isn't work itself. Maybe it's the constant pressure to pretend you're okay. Pretending you're not lonely, you're not overwhelmed, you're not scared of falling behind. You post a nice photo, but nobody sees the hours before that when you couldn't even get out of bed emotionally. You say, "I'm good," even though you're not fully sure that's true anymore. Some people are so mentally exhausted, they no longer have the energy to explain how they feel. So they go quiet, not because they're cold, but because their mind is overloaded. Overloaded. With thoughts, with comparison, with trying to survive in a world that never slows down. So if lately you've been feeling emotionally drained, unmotivated, distant from everyone, or like your life has been muted somehow, maybe your brain is simply asking for rest. Not because you failed, not because you're weak, but because you've been overstimulated for too long. And maybe what you need right now isn't to force yourself to do more. Maybe you just need space to breathe. A little silence, a little stillness. A moment where you can exist without proving anything to anyone. Go to sleep earlier one night. Take a walk without music. Sit quietly for a few minutes without scrolling. At first it'll feel uncomfortable, because your brain has become addicted to noise, but slowly, you'll start hearing yourself again. There's something people rarely talk about. The brain has limits too, and sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is not to keep running. It's allowing yourself to rest without feeling guilty for it. So, if you've been feeling exhausted lately, I hope you know this. It's okay if you're not okay yet. It's okay if healing takes time. And it's okay if the only thing you managed to do today was survive. Because sometimes, that alone is already incredibly hard.